on the hottest topics in the world of sports tonight. And syempre, di tayo nag-iisa for today's episode. Meron tayong dalawang mga kasamang analyst. May I introduce former PBA player, Ael Banal, and of course, I have with me sports analyst, Dino Lee. Good evening, guys.
Happy Friday, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Okay, guys, join us in today's episode. We're going to talk about exciting topics. But first, are you guys ready to elevate your sports experience? Then let's dive into the world of live sports like never before with Sports Plus PH. Whether you guys are a diehard fan or you just simply love the thrill of the game, we've got you guys covered. So register now at Sports Plus PH. So let's take a look at the topics that we are going to talk about for tonight's episode. Unang-una, anong mali sa timpla ng San Miguel Beerman? Okay. May sasabihin ako, pero mamaya na lang.
Mamaya na lang.
Is Zion a bust? That is going to be our second topic. And for our fantasy, we are going to put up Dirk Nowitzki versus Larry Bird. Ayan, let's take a look at their careers one by one. And of course, hindi mawawala yung ating NBA SPN expert picks. But I believe for this episode, mag-NFL tayo.
Yes.
Okay, madalas kasi NBA tayo, pero syempre we're going to try to cover a wider range of sports. Mag-NFL tayo for tonight. Okay, let's go to our first topic. Anong mali sa San Miguel Beerman? Sasabihin ko lang, tayo din yung magkakasama. Kung pinag-usapan natin yung tatlong tier ng PBA. May top tier, may middle tier, may bottom tier.
Yeah.
Kami rin yung magkasama ni Ael. Ewan ko kung ikaw yun, yung sa Magnolia.
Yes.
Yung kay Chito Victolero, di ba?
Hindi ako.
Tama.
So, pinag-uusapan natin yung San Miguel ngayon kasi parang we are already expecting na dapat mas maganda yung standings nila than what we're seeing right now. So, ang PBA record nila, 4 wins, 4 losses. And mas malala pa sa EASL dahil wala pa silang napapanalo doon. But let's talk about SMB. Okay, what is happening with the team as we know them? Or what do you guys think is happening on the back end of things? Why aren't we getting the results that we are expecting from San Miguel?
Hindi ako taga San Miguel. Hindi ako taga San Miguel, so it's hard for me to, parang I can only speak from what I see on the outside, not from the inside, because I don't know people from San Miguel. I just see them maybe on sports events or on TV, on social media, but I can't speak from what's happening from the inside. Now, obviously, they're currently number 8 in the current Commissioner's Cup, which I think they won last year. They're coming into this Commissioner's Cup as the defending champions. Last time around, they had Benny Boatwright as their import, and during that conference, Justin Brownlee was serving his parang suspension with what happened in the Asian Games. They're currently 8th. No, they're 4-4, and then kakasabi lang ni Ira na they're 0-5 in the EASL. They've been eliminated from having chances to play in the Final Four ng EASL. They still have one more game left. But sa basketball fans ng Philippines or those who are watching the PBA, hindi tayo sanay na nakikita ang San Miguel na 8th place. No, 4-4. They still have 4 games left kasi 13 teams ngayon with the guest team na si Hong Kong Eastern. Now, take a look at the last 4 games Next game is Meralco, which is 6-3. After that is Northport, 7-3. Di natin alam kung mananalo sila doon sa Northport. Tapos you have Converge, who is 7-3 right now. I think they're number 2.
Yeah, top 4 sila.
And then you have the champions of the recent Governor's Cup, the back-to-back champions of Governor's Cup, TNT with the Ronde Hollis Jefferson, solid import for them, 5-2. Diba? And maganda yung pagbabalasan or papatakbo nito ni Coach Chotres. So, baka they might end up not finishing, diba, above 500 for this team. They're 4-4. So, best case for me is 6-6. But it might end up being like a 4-8, 5-7 for me, in my opinion. Now, in the East Asia, they're the only winless team so far. And they had like blowout losses.
Right.
Lost 16 points to the P-League team, Taoyuan Pilots. 31 points to Hiroshima Dragonflies. One more game left against Suwon KT Sonic Boom, the JD Kagulangan's
Yep.
team. That they're currently 2-3. So, by the looks of it, and then when you look at George Gallant, when over his 2 years, they've won one championship, yun nga, yung Commissioner's Cup. 2024 Philippine Cup, they lost to Meralco in the finals. 2024 Governor's Cup, they lost to Barangay Ginebra in the semifinals. And then coming into this Commissioner's Cup and ESL season, 1-2 siya before he got fired. I mean, he didn't, na-demote lang siya, hindi siya na-fired, di ba?
Adjusted.
Adjusted lang, na-adjust yung posisyon niya. ESL, he was 0-2. So he was relieved ng December 24. Hoping that things would turn around, right? Knowing that Coach Leo, over the course of his, before George Gallant took over, 2014 to 2022, he won 9 championships, 6 Philippine Cup championships, obviously, because of Junmar Fajardo, and 2 Commissioner's Cup championships and 1 Governor's Cup championship. Now, post George Gallant, since taking over noong December 13, they're 3-2 in the Commissioner's Cup, and ESL is 0-3. So, based on result, yun nangyari sa Sacramento Kings. Napalitan si Mike Brown to Doug Christie. Obviously, hindi nangyari yon for San Miguel. Based on result, this is not a good start for Coach Leo. Seems like something is, definitely up. Tapos nakatatlong import na sila. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, sila yung pinakamaraming imports na ginagamit dito sa team nila sa Commissioner's Cup. I don't think other teams have already 3. So they have Quincy Miller, the first, then Torren Jones. I don't know if Jabari Narcis has already played, but he's already up there. So I can't give certain facts kasi hindi naman ako inside of that, but my intuition is telling me that there might be changes. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng teams like the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Golden State Warriors. Golden State was dominating the decade ago, 'di ba? Sila yung nagdo-dominate nun, 'di ba? Pero ngayon, they're not as dominant as they were. So parang sa akin, I feel like nagta-transition din ngayon yung San Miguel. And my intuition is telling me may pagbabagong mangyayari in the coming months,
Right.
with this, especially if they don't perform well the remainder of this Commissioner's Cup.
Right. Something's definitely up. Di ba? May mali talaga sa timpla ng SMB because it's very rare that you, given na we associate San Miguel with winning in the PBA, even in their struggles or transitions, they still were able to, tulad ng sinabi ni Dino, nakadalawang championship pa yun in the span of 2 years, di ba? So, ito lang yung kagulat-gulat na this conference and then with the EASL, talagang very rocky start. And it's very rare to see a coaching change and then reverting that coaching change in a span of 2 years. It's very, very rare to see that. So, alam mong may hinahanap sila or there's something's up internally. And with that, also, player changes. They had a lot of trades, a lot of, marami silang nilet go na talaga mga homestay na in a span of 2 years, collectively, di ba? So, we can attribute that to a transition of era. When we had Coach Leo and his success, we still had the miracle, Alex Gabagnot, Chris Ross, Erwin Santos, Junmar Fajardo, Marshall Lassiter. Ang lakas nun di ba? And now slowly,
And they were younger.
They were younger. And yun yung talagang they were dominating, yung sinasabi ni Dino, parang Golden State, diba? And then nag-transition sila ngayon, nanalo pa rin sila with the new era, like with CJ Perez, they were still...
Actually, sabay nila yung Golden State.
Yes.
Yung lakas nung San Miguel, sabay ng Golden State.
Yes. So ngayon, nung nag-coaching switch, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they were still successful, but it's already a very completely different team. They traded Erwin Santos, Alex Gabagnot. Unti-unti nang nawawala, diba? And then now, something's definitely up, and it's not instantaneously that you put the coach back and then obviously it's gonna be, like the Sacramento Kings, because it's not the same team anymore. So I think something's up, and you see these moves. So they're making moves because they know that something's definitely up internally. However, di ba, parang for me, being associated with winning, they're gonna find a way to win eventually. So, like what Dino said, expect big changes in the coming months.
Kumbaga, may highs and lows May highs and lows
First quarter ng they might have a bunch of trades or a bunch of changes. And then I think they will, by the middle of the year, they will pick things back up.
I think same goes for Ginebra, di ba?
Yes.
Before they had Justin Brownlee,
Yes.
they were struggling din
finding their way back.
Finding their way. Magnolia had their time when they had James Yap, Peter Jun Simon.
Right.
Ngayon, parang hirap sila makakuha ng isang championship, di ba? And when we talk about the age of that core that Coach Leo had during the run that they made with 9 championships, ngayon, Junmar is 35, Marcio is 37, Chris Ross is 39, Mo Tautua is, may mga players ngayon CJ Perez 31, Jericho Cruz is 34, Wami Chongson is 33, Tautua is 35, Don Troliano is 33. So, baka they might do something like an Isaac Go, RJ Barrientos, what Ginebra did na to have an influx of youth,
Right.
I guess, in the team.
Maganda yan.
We will have to see.
Yeah.
Pero definitely, kumbaga they're struggling right now.
Yeah.
And I see this as a bridge towards how they go back to their usual ways of nananalo ang
Right.
San Miguel.
Right.
And di natin nakikita na 8th place. Possible ba? Baka malaglag sila dito.
Right.
Di ba?
And there's nothing wrong, di ba? Making changes sa team.
Yeah.
It's just not usual. Hindi lang tayo sanay as the fans.
Basta kailangan nila i-address. Huwag nila patagalin katulad ng Terra Firma at saka ng
Hindi naman yata siguro aabot ng ganon yung
parang
yung San Miguel.
hindi ata ever mananalo to or
Hindi naman
diba?
siguro. Okay, now let's go to our next topic. This one is Zion a bust. Sakit. Pero parang hindi naman so far. But let's take a look at why this is a possible topic of debate. So he's 24, 6'6", and he was the former first overall pick. But unfortunately, prone kasi siya to injuries.
Right.
So that's why people think that he is a bust.
Right.
But what do you guys think about this one? Is he a bust or hindi?
Can you speak on injuries? Like,
Yeah. I was gonna say,
ano ba to? Kasalanan ba to ng player or like
I'd be foolish to make a statement and say kasalanan again. Wala naman akong alam dun sa nangyari sa kanila. A lot of factors can, affect a player's injury or a player's overall conditioning. Pero yun yung sabihin ko, kami ni Dino were no strangers to injuries. But if Zion's career ended now in 2025, I would call him a bust right now. Only because he has played around 10 games, 119 games out of 3. In the first 4 seasons, less than 50% pa lang ang nalalaro niya due to injuries. When he's playing and he's healthy, he's averaging 20 plus and 7. He's really an effective player. Yun nga lang, nasa sideline siya ng injuries. So if you were to end it right now, para siyang Greg Oden na bust,
hindi
diba?
kasalanan ni Zion tong bust siya.
Again, hindi meron kasi akong fina-follow na
Naghanap siya ng accountability.
Meron akong fina-follow na ng sports trainer na for me credible siya. Ang game plan niya kay Zion is hindi pag-aangin si Zion kasi yung natural body
build
type
niya.
ba niya,
Oo.
mabigat siya.
A bulky 6'6" guy.
Papalakasin mo na lang siya. And papapayatin mo might be detrimental to his kasi hindi yun yung natural niya. But for me, he's just 24 years old. Kumbaga, it's too early to say na a lot of things can happen after 24, di ba? He can turn things around. 24 is really, really young for me. He still has what? A probability of 10 more years or 8 to 10 more years to play.
Tatagal pa ng 10 years yan?
Ako, depende. You can turn things around. If you were to end him right now, I'll call him, yes, it's a bust. He was a first draft pick. People were calling him as the next LeBron James, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, diba? Ganun yung caliber ng expectation sa kanya. And obviously, he hasn't played and performed in that caliber due to the gravity of his injuries. And so if we were to end his career right now, he's a bust. But yet, I don't want to be quick to call him a bust because he's just 24. Ibang story kung 27 na siya, 28 eh. So yun, that's my opinion.
Well, when I look at Zion Williamson, nung couple of years ago, before he played for Duke, he got drafted number 1 pick.
High school.
Grabe, yung highlights niya all over Facebook, YouTube. Yung mga overtime ba yun? Di ba
Yeah.
yung...
Ball is life.
Ball is life,
overtime,
di ba? They feature high school players that are...
Hoop junkies. Hindi ba pala?
Hindi ba pala?
Hoop junkie.
Tapos parang NBA prospect talaga siya heading in when he was still in high school. So he was a specimen na one of one siya, na generational talent and everything. Grabe, parang hindi nga siya high school nun nung time na yun.
Right.
So, to me, pag tinitingnan ko si Zion Williamson, nakikita ko he has what it takes to turn things around and make it a Hall of Fame career. Kasi only 24 pa lang, 24 pa lang siya ngayon. Pero I doubt that he has the tools. Okay, he has the physique, he has the skills, he has the athleticism. Yung katawan niya 4'6" medyo talaga freak of nature to. Pero I don't think he has the mentality to make it happen. And malaking bagay yun for me as an athlete, na para ma-turn around mo yung career na ganun, na nagsastruggle ka, hindi ka nakakalaro, kailangan mo ng matinding mentality to make things happen. So, at this point, I don't think you can win with him as your number 1 guy. No, he still has this season and 3 years left is in his contract, and I think sa balita din, New Orleans Pelicans is open to trading him. So parang sa akin, they've started to doubt yung capability ni Zion Williamson to stay healthy. And when you look at yun nga, nabanggit na ni Ael, yung games played niya over the course of his career in the NBA, over the course of 6 seasons. Out of the 433 games possible that he could have played, he only played 193 games. That's below 50%. That's 45% of the games. That means he misses a lot of games, especially for a franchise. For pag star player mo, 50% of your games lang siya naglalaro.
Right.
It doesn't give you a chance to win at all. That's why I think play-in team pa lang sila I think twice over the course of that 6 years. That means hindi effective si Zion Williamson for your team. Now, yun nga, you can say that he was a 5-star recruit, social media star, one and done, National College Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Diba? ACC Player of the Year, ACC Tournament MVP, first overall pick. Pero, nasabi to ni Draymond Green na sa podcast ni JJ Redick, 85% of NBA players don't truly love the game.
Yeah.
So, dyan papasok yung lack of discipline, preparation, training, taking care of your body, papasok dyan yung sleep, nutrition, lifestyle. Kasi ako, sige, may mga accidents na injury, pero meron ding responsibility din yung player. The reason why I got my ACL is because I was training, parang I was overworking my body, at the same time I wasn't recovering right. So, to me, I'm not part of their organization. I don't know Zion Williamson, pero tingin ko there's responsibility din on his accountability. There has to be accountability din on his part. Kaya siya nai-injured ng ganito. And pero kung meron man isang bagay na magaling si Zion Williamson, yun yung malakas kumain. Yun yung magaling siya kumain, di ba? So, pag patuloy lang niya yun, talagang magiging basto si Zion Williamson. Kasi yung trajectory niya ang ganda eh.
Yeah.
From high school, college, then in the NBA. Ngayon, medyo masama talaga. Pero when he plays, solid ang stats niya. Over the course of those 193 games, 24.5 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game. So, kahit nai-injure siya, pero solid yung stats niya. And, di ba, kung di ako nagkakamali, he was parang the next LeBron eh.
Yes.
After LeBron.
Yeah.
And he was the Wemby before Wemby.
Yeah.
So, to me, given those trajectory or projections of the people the people in the media or the fans, disappointing talaga yung pinapakita ng Zion Williamson.
Right.
Alright.
You know what's, I should also mention, compared to Zion's highlights and Wemby's highlights, if you can remember, ang sumikat kay Zion obviously is yung
Dunks.
yung ball is life, dunks, high school, yung freak of nature. Don't get me wrong, Wemby is also a freak of nature, di ba? Parang he's 7'5", doing amazing guard skills, di ba? However, ano yung sumikat na highlights kay Wemby? Kung naalala nyo,
Dinakdakan ni Jamoran.
Hindi lang yun. Hindi, yung before pa entering the league, ang sumikat na highlights niya is yung pre-game routine niya na mobility, parang strength and conditioning training. And so for me, I think that's an insight na he already knew that his body is gonna be a generational body. And so beforehand pa lang, he had the right trainer that was already taking care of his body bago pa siya pumasok sa NBA. So for me, that was already a big sign. I don't think we've had a Wemby big injury so far, 'di ba? And to think para siyang buto-buto lang 'di ba? So for me, that's a great insight. And that's something Zion should also look at. Yeah.
Ayun. So if you ask them right now kung bust pa si Zion, they would say yes. At
Currently,
this
pag
point,
tumigil
yes.
na, but a lot of things can still happen.
A lot of things can happen. He might be able...
Change
pero
of atmosphere.
maybe
kaya.
change of atmosphere. Pwedeng to Miami. For
Uy,
Jimmy.
uy.
Pero wala kasi...
Hindi pupunta sa Miami.
Pero
si Jimmy B.
walang incentive kasi, yes, for Jimmy and for Miami. I mean, for Miami, yes.
Yeah,
kasi Jimmy wants out eh. Pero
Right.
parang for New Orleans, the Pelicans, parang anong pakinabang ko to
Right.
get a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Pero naisip ko lang, no? Pero sa akin, I see him as a bust. But if you see him as a number 2, number 3 guy, pwede pa. Pero as a number 1 guy, he's already out of his off the charts trajectory that he used to have before coming into the NBA. So sa akin, as much as I want to be optimistic, I don't think he has the mentality to be like parang one of the all-time greats. Malabo na yun.
Ayun. Okay, next topic. Let's put on Dirk Nowitzki and Larry Bird head-to-head. And let's choose. Pipili ba tayo? Parang hirap na pumili.
Kailangan,
Dirk
pag
and
may
Larry.
camera, kailangan pumili.
Well, si Dirk Nowitzki was during my time. So, alam mo yung pag hindi pa natin napapanood yung player,
Right.
parang hindi natin masabi na, oh, he's so good. Iba kasi yung, kahit sabihin mo na, you can't just look at stats. Iba kasi yung parang, yung environment ng league
Right.
at that time. Tas yung mga kakalaban nila, the teams that they were up against. So, ako kasi si Dirk lang ang napanood ko. So, parang for me,
You know,
si Dirk ang magaling.
you know what's funny? Before I let Dino start, I think yung audience natin, tayo napanood natin, hindi natin napanood si Larry Bird, pero era natin si Dirk.
Yes.
But I think yung generation ngayon, hindi yata nila din napanood si Dirk eh. Ganun ka bata yata yung pag sinabi natin Dirk, tayo kilala natin si Dirk. Baka yung mga
Kasi growing up years natin yun eh.
Oo.
Hindi pa tayo nagtatrabaho, nag-aaral. Marami tayong oras para manood ng basketball.
Baka sabihin nila, si Dirk yung sino si Larry Bird? Baka gano'n pa yung sasabihin nila.
Yung daddy ko, yan, idol niya si Larry Bird. Kaya number 33 si Vic Pablo dahil kay Larry Bird.
Ayun.
Pero ako, ang napanood ko kasi si Dirk. So
Course.
parang for me, ang pinakamagaling na power forward is si Dirk. But I believe in both their teams sa Boston, sa Dallas. Parehas yung value nilang dalawa. They're just as valuable sa kanilang teams. But if you were to pick, ayan, sige, dahil sabi mo kailangan pumili.
Ganda to eh. Gusto ko itong mga fantasy, galing ng mga writers natin eh. Gusto ko
Diba? Ang
itong
hirap
scenario.
pumili.
Kasi alam natin, hindi natin malalaman yung totoong sagot dito. Okay,
So,
Dino,
totoo lang
go.
sa mga ganitong comparison, ayaw ko talaga pumili.
Ayan.
Except di talaga ako papayag na hindi si Michael Jordan ang GOAT.
Yan.
Yun
Next
talaga.
next
Pero
topic.
ito, so kung hindi ako nagkakamali, nag-retire last year ni Larry Bird was the 1991-1992 season.
1992, yes.
And after that, naglaro siya sa Dream Team. Tapos after
Right,
nun, wala
yun
na siya eh. Oh.
Dapat na hindi siya maglalaro.
Nung time na yun, 2 years old pa lang ako nun. So, malamang sa malamang, hindi ko talaga napanood
Right.
to. So, and kaya ayoko yung comparison, going back, kaya ayoko yung comparison. Kasi minsan may recency bias eh.
Yes, of course.
Tama.
So, 'di ba? So, usually ang makakapag-judge yan siguro yung mga 50s na ngayon or 40s. Kasi sila yung napanood nila si Larry Bird, napanood nila si Dirk Nowitzki. So, I wouldn't say I'm the best person to ask this question, but for the purpose of the show, di naman tayo napilitan to compare these players. Well, both of them are part of the NBA 75th anniversary team. So the best 75 NBA players na pinagpilian over all the NBA players na naglaro, part sila parehas ng NBA 75th anniversary team. Although Dirk wasn't in the NBA 50th anniversary team kasi naglalaro,
Naglaro pa siya.
I think, naglaro pa siya, tsaka parang rookie pa lang ata,
Yeah.
or hindi pa ata siya nasa NBA noon. Si Larry was part of it. Both of them are in the Hall of Fame, and most recently si Dirk Nowitzki ay na-induct sa Hall of Fame noong 2023. Diba? Matagal na si Larry Bird kasi matagal na siya retire. Now, when it comes to the impact to the game of basketball, Bird was part of one of the halves of the Bird and Magic that ushered in the golden age of the NBA back in the 80s. Bago nila pinasa ang baton kay Michael Jordan. Okay? And he was also part of the team, the legendary team na nag-globalize ng game of basketball that ushered in yung mga players like Pau Gasol, yung mga Luka Doncic. Because the 1992 Dream Team was the first time na pinayagan ng FIBA na maglaro ang mga professionals, NBA players sa Olympics. And nakita that was in Barcelona, and nakita yun ng buong mundo, and na-inspire yung mga players na nakita natin ngayon sa NBA para maglaro. Sila Tony Parker. Tony Parker.
Yung Kings mo, Peja, Vladi.
Oo, di ba? Yan, yun, di ba? So, to me, tapos obviously for Dirk, he's probably one of the first international players that was successful in the NBA. Kasi sila Tony Kukoc, hindi naman yung accolades niya sa NBA, parang he was just a role player, he was jumping teams also. So, to me, si Dirk yung isa sa mga una na naging successful na international player sa NBA. Kasama yan si Steve Nash, di ba? But unlike ngayon, yung mga nasa top 5 NBA players ngayon, puro international players. Pero during that time, si Dirk was one of the few that was really good in the NBA. Mostly nado-dominate pa rin ng mga Americans yung NBA nun, di ba? Now, when we take a look at the teammates, mas maraming teammates si Larry Bird na nasa NBA 75th anniversary team saka Hall of Fame. He had Tiny Archibald, Dave Cowens, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and Bill Walton. Hall of Fame si Dennis Johnson. Hindi siya sa 75. Nowitzki only add 2. Jason Kidd and Steve Nash. And separate occasions yun. Kasi nung kasama niya si Jason Kidd, wala na si Steve Nash noon. And he won his only championship with Jason Kidd in 2011. So, it might be recency bias, pero personal choice ko, Dirk Nowitzki. With that 2011 magical run, sa second round, defending champs with Kobe, tinalo nila yon, parang sunip nila 4-0 eh. OKC with Durant, Westbrook, Harden, Ibaka, the following year, nag-went to the finals, tinalo rin nila yon, and the Miami's Big Three with LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh, tinalo rin nila yon. And yung kakampi niya doon, isa lang yung Hall of Famer. Jason Kidd lang. I mean, isa lang yung top part ng top 75. So, and nung time na yun, medyo hindi naman pick ni Jason Kidd na yun, di ba? So, imagine binuhat niya yung team na yun against Kobe, against the Big Three of OKC, against the Big Three of Miami to win a championship. To me, that says a lot about Dirk Nowitzki.
How about you?
Ako papagalitan ako ng tatay. Sabihin niya, blasphemy to. Hindi. Okay, in these, nag-enjoy ako sa mga scenarios na to. Pero I should say, I don't think no one has ever said this. But if you're comparing an old player to a newer player like this, laging dapat mas magaling si newer player. Kasi si older player nag-pave ng road for the alam mo yun, parang kung si Kobe, si Jordan, si Kobe nakuha niya kay MJ yung mga so parang dapat lang mas magaling yung mas bagong mga players, 'di ba? So given that, there's only a few players na pwede mong ilagay ngayon at still magaling pa. Meron na. I would say this about Larry Bird. I've said this in the show in the past. Larry Bird is Luka Doncic right now. I think if papanood niyo yung mga highlights niya, he was doing things, nagsi-step back na siya, pull up, left hand, right hand, passing. I think if nilagay mo si Larry Bird ngayon, he's gonna be like a Luka Doncic, given na matutunan niya lang mga ilang step backs. However, I still think Dirk Nowitzki, kasi there's so many ways he can take this.
Hindi naman natin sinasabi hindi magaling si Dirk. Hindi magaling si Larry Bird.
Kaya hindi naman natin binabastos. Ano bang ginagawa natin
Right.
dito sa fantasy. Mamimili
Hindi,
pa tayo.
all across the board, Larry Bird has better stat lines than
Oo.
Dirk Nowitzki. But what the stats aren't telling you is yung team around him.
Ang lakas ng teammates talaga ni Larry Bird nung time na yun.
Yung era that he was in. So 3 championships. I think yung 1 championship ni Dirk is worth 3 championships ni Larry Bird because of kung ano yung sinabi ni Dino kanina, yung hirap at hindi siya umalis. Kumbaga, ang dadagdag ko pa kay Dino is yung route to that championship. Hindi siya umalis, chinaga nila year in, year out na walang having to make a dramatic roster for it. And it's more memorable. And for me, I think Dirk Nowitzki is a more impactful player than Larry Bird. Because I think Dirk Nowitzki is the reason why Steph Curry, 3-point generation now, and Nikola Jokic happened. Siya yung nakita natin unang successful stretch 4. Dati nung nakikita natin ang big man na tumitira sa labas, soft, malambot yan. Hindi talagang Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Karl Malone ng mga
Saka hindi pa encourage ang big man to take those shots.
Siya yung nag-pave na way na kaya mag-step out ng 4 guy to be the main guy in the 3-point line. And nag-pave the way na to the point na even stretch 5 na tayo ngayon, wala nang traditional big man. Marami nag-attribute nun kay Steph Curry. But I think, ang nauna doon, si Dirk Nowitzki, na 3-point generation na tayo, kahit yung big man tumitira, dahil kay Dirk Nowitzki. And that's why I think Dirk Nowitzki is a better player than Larry Bird.
Ayun. I love how you guys put it that way and explained it
Pero
that
on trash
way.
talk, magaling sila. Alam ko sila.
Pag 1-on-1 bro, to be honest, pag 1-on-1, I think tatalungin ni Larry Bird si Dirk eh.
Yeah.
So magaling mag-trash talk si Larry
Larry
Bird.
Bird,
I think marami namang kwento dun na, I mean, the confidence that he has. And obviously, he's one of the all-time greats.
Of course.
I think yun lang talaga is, sabay siya kay Robert Parrish saka kay Kevin McHale.
Right.
Tsaka may Dennis Johnson ka. So you had like Hall of Fame teammates. I-compare mo naman yung may Jason Terry, di ba? Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler,
Sean Deshaun Steven.
di ba?
Sean Marion.
Di ba, Sean Marion na tapos na yung peak ni Sean Marion noon, parang, di ba, actually, yun talaga sa akin eh.
So,
How
talaga
he
tayo
won
kay
that championship, to me,
Yeah.
I would pick him over him. Pero recency bias kasi I never really got to watch
Larry
Bird.
Bird.
Tapos
But
yung
bro,
sa 1992 Dream Team siya, hindi naman na siya yung main guy nun eh.
Sinabi ko to in the past, nung bringing up ko si Larry Bird, panoorin nyo yung highlights niya, yung mga full highlights he is literally Luka Doncic. Minus the 5-8 second isolation. Yung mga galaw niya, pull up, it's so pure.
Saka ako ayoko talaga yung ganito, napilitan lang talaga tayo. Pero yung inflated na rin yung stats ngayon eh.
Yeah.
I think before, when you get an offensive rebound, 24 seconds pa eh sa NBA. But they wanted to speed up the game. That's why when you get the rebound, 14 seconds na lang ang shot clock ng NBA. So, you're forced to take more shots compared to before. And then, nag-evolve na yung game. Before, siguro iilan lang sila. Siguro 10 player lang sila tumitira ng tres during the time of Larry Bird. Ngayon, halos lahat, pati center, tumitira na ng, kahit walang shooting, tumitira na ng 3 points, di ba?
Pero mas mataas pa rin ang points ni Larry Bird.
Average na.
Averages.
Average. Hindi, pero kasi si Dirk kasi sinagad niya talaga yung years niya eh. And at the time na parang nagkasabay, nakabutan pa niya si Luka Doncic eh.
Wash
Pero
down na, wash
medyo
down.
na...
Bumaba yung
saka,
averages
if
niya.
people can recall, si Dirk Nowitzki, nung rookie niya,
Hindi siya pa ganun.
parang Kobe din yan. Hindi pa siya ganun kagamit. So parang to me, magaling din talaga to si Larry Bird.
Of course.
Ayun. Okay, so we picked Dirk Nowitzki for this one. Okay, punta naman tayo sa ating SPN Expert Picks. So for our last segment, we are going to have our NFL Expert Picks wherein we're going to dive into 2 games this coming Sunday. First up, it's going to be the Houston Texans going up against Kansas City Chiefs. So who do you think will take this game?
I think, we're both unanimous in... Ewan ko.
Well, to talk about the lower seeded teams, yung Houston Texans and the Washington Commanders going up against both number 1 seeds of the AFC and the NFC. AFC yung Chiefs, tapos NFC yung Lions. They're both their number 1 seed. So, they didn't play last weekend. So, this is their debut in the playoffs. Divisional round to. I have to give credit to the Houston Texans kasi I was thinking parang pinili ko yung Chargers na manalo over the Texans last week. But they dominated the Los Angeles Chargers 32-12 last Friday. So it surprised a lot of people, honestly, na ginawa ng Texans. With a depleted kasi yung offensive unit nila eh. Wala yung top 2 receivers nila na si Stephon Diggs saka si Tank Dell. But they were still able to pull off I guess I would say, surprising win against the Los Angeles Chargers. Sama rin kasi ng laro ng offensive unit ng Los Angeles Chargers. So I think they gave up 2 picks to the Houston Texans. So nag-work din yung defense nila. So it was much more easier to score for them. But we all know the team who runs the AFC. And last time I checked, they still had Patrick Mahomes and Coach Andy Reid and Travis Kelce and those boys in Kansas City. So, coming into this game, the last time they played, December 23. So, halos isang buwan yung pahinga nitong Kansas City. Itong Texans, medyo bugbog na to. So,
right.
So parang medyo to me, the Chiefs would dominate this game.
Right.
There's no chance or no way that Houston will win this game. Chance na lang nila ma-injured yung mga players ng
Right.
Chiefs, no? And the past 5 Super Bowls, 4 of those naglaro ang Kansas City. And 5 of those Super Bowls, 3 yung pinanalo ng Kansas City Chiefs. So, yes, they have up-and-coming players like Will Anderson Jr., they have CJ Stroud. They've turned things around since they had Deshaun Watson. So ngayon, meron ka ng CJ Stroud, may Will Anderson, may Tank Dell ka, may Stephon Diggs. Maganda yung nucleus nitong team na tong ng Houston Texans. Pero masyadong, kumbaga wag na tayo mangarap, di ba? I mean, just play hard.
Right.
You know?
Ayun, give it
Play hard. Parang sa akin, every game naman you get to learn eh. So
Yes.
parang for me, this is a great experience
future.
for them, how they're gonna go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Pero
Right.
wag na tayo umasa dyan, di ba? Ang Commanders, yes, I picked Commanders to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sobrang tight nung game na yon. I think it was a field goal winning drive. Tapos may OCD daw yung kicker nila na social media din yun eh. They also, parang same to sa Texans eh. They finally got their franchise quarterback after sobrang tagal na irrelevance itong Commanders. Meron na silang Jaden Daniels, which galing nitong quarterback na to. Tumatakbo, magaling rin pumasa. Pero yung problema yung Lions, sobrang lakas nito.
Right.
Offense, defense, they're the number 1 scoring team.
Yep.
They're one of the top defensive teams in the NFL. And I see this as one of the 3 teams or 4 teams that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs, which is the Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, both Buffalo Bills, and the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
So, to me, the Washington Commanders had a good run this season, but it will end this weekend.
Yeah. And for me, these are easy picks. I said this last week. No one is in the AFC is gonna beat KC, Kansas City. I think overall they just have a better Hall of Famer quarterback, Hall of Famer defensive coordinator, Hall of Famer coach. Just spread across. I don't think anyone can compete. Not even the Bills or the Ravens, I would say so, in the AFC. But in the NFC, however, I also agree. I think number 1 in offense, Detroit Lions, and they just have a better. It's a mismatch as well. A better quarterback, a strong run game, a better deep receiving game. And the only team that I think this would be a great matchup, the Detroit Lions against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think that's something that we should watch in a couple of weeks. I think it's gonna happen, and I think that's gonna be
yung Chiefs versus Bills or Baltimore
Ravens, yeah. So yeah, I think hopefully this is an easy pick for Dino and I 2-0 Chiefs and Lions to come out.
I mean,
victorious.
super upset talaga yun kung matalo yung Chiefs sa Lions.
Yun pa pala, difference nito sa NBA playoffs is 1 game lang to. So
Single
pwedeng
elimination
ma-upset, but
Pero I doubt eh.
hindi, mahirap.
Parang sa akin, pag-asa lang ng Texans is hindi nila palamangin ang Chiefs. Kailangan lumamang agad sila sa simula kasi magaling sa clock management si Patrick Mahomes. Tapos ang problema niyan, mahirap umiscore ng malaki. The only way you beat the Kansas City Chiefs is if you get to probably 30 points.
Right.
Pero ang problema, sobrang tindi rin ng depensa ng
yeah.
Kansas City. Now sa Lions, ang problema mo dyan, sige, makascore ka ng 30.
So,
umi-score, uma-average to ng 33 points eh.
33.
So, tas ganda rin ang depensa. So, parang sa akin, medyo mahirap.
Yeah.
Medyo dehado talaga ang Texans saka Commanders dito.
Ayan. So this time, since we are live on Facebook and on TikTok at Sports Plus PH, magbabasa naman tayo ng mga comments that we were able to receive from our viewers. Ayan. And let's also answer their comments. First comment. Style lang yan. Yari sila ngayon sa Converge. TNT, SMB, palakas kayo. Style?
Style lang yan. I think
Sinasadya nila na magpatalo.
Oh, you know, I was gonna say this a while ago.
Parang Boston, ganun. Parang ngayon sa... Parang
tanking? Hindi naman
Hindi
siguro.
naman
Hindi naman
Ba't ka magtatang? Makukuha mo rin naman sa train.
Hindi ako nagsabi nun.
Ba't ka magtatang?
Ikaw, when you were a
Wow,
player,
style
tapos
lang.
meron ka na experience na hindi mo gusto yung coach at that time, parang nawawalan ka ba ng gana maglaro, tapos parang collectively, lahat kayo na lang dito.
Oy, hindi natin sinasabi na hindi
Wala
nila
akong
gusto.
sinasabing gano'n Wala akong sinasabing gano'n. Pero may sinasabi to, style lang yan. But players do have the... Alam mo yun, meron silang... Mas may authority sila na parang... Mas kaya nilang pakita na wala silang gana maglaro and then the management will make changes because mas madaling magpalit ng coaches
Right.
rather than change your players.
Right. Yeah. Again,
nabasa ko lang dun sa style.
either as a player, either pabor ka dun sa mga changes or hindi ka pabor dun sa mga changes. Isang player ka lang eh. The whole team will be affected.
Yeah.
And so, again, I think they're going through a transition. They're trying to figure things out internally, but knowing them, they're gonna find their way back to the top because it's San Miguel and history will repeat itself. And so, style lang yan. Di ko alam, but alam ko, masasabi ko, totoo feel ko na nakikita naman ng tao, ng publiko na may nangyayari. This is so unlikely for them. So, hindi siguro style lang yan or siguro aangat sila. But
Kung
they're really
style
going
lang
through
yan,
something.
style yan ng mga champion.
Ayan.
Style siya
But
ng champion.
agree ako kay Ray na yari sila ngayon sa Converge. Converge is really...
I was right
Yeah.
about Justin Baltasar.
They're really...
No, they were laughing at him nung
Yes.
first game niya kasi
Yes,
parang
yes.
he scored like 4 points, 2 points. Sabi ko,
Right.
when you
Wait
see
lang,
his stats
wait
nung
lang
FIBA,
kayo.
grabe. No, going back to this, parang lang yun eh, when you've been in a 10-year relationship, tapos you guys ended it, di ba? Parang, pag ikaw yung lalaki or yung babae, or same gender or whatever, di ba, you're gonna hindi naman agad-agad okay ka eh.
Right.
Di ba? Iiyak ka sa kaibigan mo, iinom ka ng, punta ka sa inom ka ng beer, tapos magbumukmuk ka, tapos baka magpagupit ka. Di ba sa babae gano'n?
Yes.
Pag coming from a breakup, usually magpapagupit sila. And finding your own footing again after that kind of situation na nangyari sa buhay mo, big decision yun. Or taking a leap from kuwari, sa career mo, from being an athlete, going to
Something else.
to a different business venture like what IL is doing, that's a big leap of faith.
yeah.
And for big changes like that, there will be adjustments that needs to be made.
Yes.
And I'm sure IL, you've
Yes,
experienced
of
that.
course, of course.
I experienced that also from accounting, going to sports, which is so far off, di ba? That was a big transition for me. So I think ganito rin yung nangyayari sa San Miguel is, okay, they had their winning seasons, but hindi naman forever bata yung mga players mo, hindi naman forever ganun ang emosyon nila since back in the day, di ba, yung energy nila. So, to me, this is normal, and sabi nga ni Ael, babalik din naman sila. Pero, Converge is a team to watch with Jordan Hedding and
ang ganda ng team
yung
nila.
pagpasok ni Jordan Hedding tsaka ni Justin Baltasar,
Yeah.
it kinda like
Yeah.
took them to
Yeah.
to the next level.
Right.
Kasi sino yung
Johnny Winston.
hindi, sino yung big man nila? Hindi si Diallo si Justin Arana.
Yeah.
Before Justin Arana was getting a lot of minutes, but when Justin Baltasar
Right.
came in, siya na yung parang
And it
number 1 local big nila. na
Naging deep
ginagamit.
sila ngayon. Naging deep sila.
Lalim.
Yeah.
Lakas nito.
Alright, let's go to our next comment. I can't say that Zion is a bust, but he needs to be on the right track. Kaya naman maging all-star every season. However, injuries happened, overweight issue. He only played less than 200 games since he was drafted in 2019. Sayang yung high potential expectation sa kanya if he didn't live up to the hype. Right. Ito rin yung na-discuss natin kanina.
Right. This is what, thank you for your comment, Justin. No? I think this is what Dino was also saying a while ago, na if parang he doesn't think anymore na makukuha niya yung trajectory na generational player that Wemby is getting right now. So, but ako, hopeful pa rin ako. Kaya pa rin.
I'm not discrediting what Zion Williamson is capable of when he's healthy, when his mind and body is right. Pero given of parang I don't feel sorry for Zion Williamson with his injuries kasi I think to a certain extent may responsibilidad ka bilang athlete na matulog, na kontrolin yung pagkakain natin ng mga burger, ng pizza, 'di ba? So if you're out of shape, malamang sa malamang sa akin you get injured if your body isn't right and your mind isn't right. And meron din siyang mga off-the-court issues. I don't wanna dwell on it, pero may off-the-court issues din si Zion Williamson. So I think apart from taking the decisions that he makes in taking care of his body and mind, and also yung mga off-the-court decisions niya, I think it's affecting his level of play. Kasi iba yung pupunta ka ng game or pupunta ka ng practice na clear yung mind mo, sharp yung focus mo, sa pupunta ka ng game at practice na may off-the-court issues ka at may iniinda kang mga injuries. So,
That's right.
I still hope for the best, but tapos na. I think his time is done. He might, if he ends up in the right situation, he can be a good number 2 and number 3 option.
Alright,
Pwede
let's
sa
go
Lakers
further.
yan. Pwede sa Lakers yan.
Next comment.
Biro mo, LeBron James, Zion Williamson, at saka Anthony Davis.
Pass kami dyan sa Warriors. Pass kami.
Oh, ikaw nga, sabi mo,
Pass kami.
sabi mo pag-asa mo, pero pas ka pa lang, oh, di ba?
Di siya fit sa sistema namin.
Pick and roll with
Di siya
Steph
fit.
Curry.
Kasi may Draymond ka na eh. Di siya fit.
Sabi mo may pag-asa pa, tapos
Hindi,
pas ka.
ilagay niyo sa New York or somewhere.
Okay, meron pa ba tayong comments? Ayan. Si SGA na ba ang magiging MVP this year?
First half.
This.
We're in the first half eh.
Yes.
First, I think we're 40 games.
Yeah.
He's not, again, just to be clear, he's not the best player in the NBA right now.
MVP lang.
But for the first half of the NBA season, yes, he is the NBA MVP right now. Kasi kakatalo lang nila sa Cleveland kanina.
Yeah.
Wala pa si Chet Holmgren.
Big game yun. Big game.
Pero rin, ang lakas din talaga ng team nila eh.
Yeah,
Grabe
yeah.
yung... I mean, eventually they have to give up certain players kasi sobrang babata ng mga players nila. Take a look at what happened to OKC when they had the 3. Eventually, nawala rin yung 3.
Right.
Diba? Kasi because of salary cap eh, may second layer, second apron. So to me, he's still the MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Front runner.
parang it's a mix of what is happening and also kung ano gusto ko mangyari.
If they can sustain the second half.
Yeah. I am a big SGA fan. The way he controls the game as a point guard, I think pag tinanggal mo siya sa OKC, kahit malakas yung OKC, malaki ang drop ng OKC, kahit malakas ang OKC. Kasi yung ability niya, not just scoring, not just even assist it's the ability to control the whole game both offensively and para sa team ng kalaban. I think that's a good sign of a point guard reminiscent of the likes of Rajon Rondo. Pero ito, mas grabe
Scoring
lang talaga yung scoring niya and he's showing the poise and confidence of
I think
of a top player in the game right now.
The question na lang when it comes to SGA is can he carry his team to the finals and win the championship? I mean, there's no question regular season. They did it already last year. That's why he was first. He was in one of the 3 finalists ng MVP last year. Tapos he was part of the NBA all NBA first team. So ako gusto ko na lang makita when it comes to the playoffs kasi they got surprised by the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving last year. So, tingnan natin.
Yeah, we'll see. Next comment. I'm a big fan of Bird and Nowitzki. For me, Dirk is the greatest shooting big man of all time. However, Bird has a balanced offense and defense game. Played in a very physical era, and he clears the conversation for being a 3 straight regular season MVP, 84 to 86, and 2-time finals MVP, 84, 86, in a 3-season span.
Right. And again, no doubt that if we're gonna talk about who had a better career, meaning stats, meaning accomplishments, I would say Bird. But if we're talking about a better player, I think the way Dirk did it without help, like yung tulad na sinabi namin ni Dino, Bird was also surrounded with great players as well that allowed him to be, okay, ikaw yung suscore talaga, ikaw yung mas madali ngayon mag-playmake. Si Dirk talaga binuhat and not just for a certain amount of years, for the whole year till he got that chip. And that's why I think that one championship was worth 3 championships.
Tsaka, sino pa ba suscore dun sa Dallas Mavericks na yun?
And then, bro, tulad ng sinabi mo, yung kalaban pa nila. Yung kalaban pa
yun
nila.
Yun eh. Tsaka, alam ng kalaban kung saan mapupunta yung bola. Alam nila kay Dirk yan. Alam nila si Dirk, he needs to put up 30 points that time. Tapos ang babantay sa kanya si may Pau Gasol, may Andrew Bynum, tapos sa OKC, nandun si Serge Ibaka, who's one of the top, he used to be one of the top defensive players during his time. Tapos sa Miami, nandun si Chris Bosh, si LeBron, yung small ball niya, tapos may Haslem ka pa. Di ba, alam mong pupunta kay Dirk, pero hindi pa rin nila ma-stop. Di ba? Yun yung mabigat dun kay Dirk Nowitzki. But Bird, I mean, I have to give credit for him kasi the game of basketball wouldn't be this big
Of course.
without a Larry Bird. Diba?
Again, we're not discrediting Larry Bird. We're also big Larry Bird. Ako nga sinasabi ko, if you put Larry Bird today, he's Luka Doncic. Ganon siya ahead of
Siguro
his time.
kung may pipiliin, I would choose Bird over Nowitzki. It's because I guess of his personality. I think si Dirk medyo mabait Si Dirk, I mean, I think that's what's missing. I think Bird has that yung parang yung kay Ja Morant, yung may attitude, may personality. I think that's what I want more from NBA players na
confidence.
yung confidence like a Kobe, Michael Jordan, yung yung killer instinct, yung killer instinct. Ngayon parang kaibigan na lang di ba?
Yeah.
Ako medyo I still have that na parang if we're competing against each other, I'm not gonna be friends with you. Meron akong ganung parang hindi ko kakaibiganin yan. Bakit ko kakaibiganin yan? Kakalabanin ko yun
Pero nagtataka ko rin pagkatapos ng game, pag sa UAB, yung nagsishake hands, hindi mo uso dati yun
Hindi.
Pagkatapos ng game, nagkakamayan.
Di ba sabi nga ni Macardona, Wesley Gonzalez I would never. Di ba kasi si JD?
Hindi, pero kasi
Tinulungan
teammate niya
niya
din naman kasi nung high school yun Like
tama.
close teammate niya ni JD yun But NC, from the
Hindi, pero
beginning, si Cardona at si Wesley talaga, mag-aaway na talaga.
Well bro, you will do the...
Yeah.
Well, sa akin, kahit naging kakampi mo siya, you can do the post-game customary handshake di ba? After the game, whether you win or lose, you shake the hands of your opponents, the coach, the players. Pero, di ba, parang ako hindi ko talaga feel.
Hindi kasi even after the game, magkalaban pa rin kayo.
Ako naalala ko nung high school pare.
Wala.
Yung second tournament ko pala, parang may sumasapak sa tiyan ko. Sabi ko, grabe talaga. Grabe talaga.
Iba na ngayon.
Okay, meron pa tayo sa pang-comment. Last comment. Definitely a bust. Never completed a single season, always in the injury report. Ayan. So, given the expectations sa kanya talaga, marami talagang magsasabi na bust siya.
Paano kung napunta yun sa San Antonio with Wemby? Grabe, no? Dalawang freaks of nature in one team. Never know.
You can never tell.
Pero talagang sa akin, he can be a good player. Kumbaga, if your expectations is for him to be a number 2, number 3 guy, that can work.
Yeah.
But if he's your number 1 guy, malabo.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win championships or you're not gonna make a deep run with Zion Williamson as your number. Saka it hinders your progress when you get injured a lot.
Right.
Babalik ka sa square one injured ka, rehab ka ulit, babalik ka, getting your groove back, tapos may injured ka ulit. And parang sa akin, yung like si LeBron, like the reason why he was able to play this well for so long is because he never really got a major injury.
Right.
Saka he really takes care of his body. So that's why he was able to build so much momentum and he was able to dominate the game of basketball for this long.
Right.
Alright, so those are the things that we talked about in tonight's episode. We were able to discuss what's going on with the San Miguel Beermen, and we said na this is just part of the process, the championship process of the team, and we just have to take some time for them to regroup. And we were also able to talk about Zion, whether he is a bust or not, and tingin namin medyo andun na siya papalapit na maging bust na talaga siya if he ended his career today already. And ito, pinaka na-excite kami pag-compare and putting head-to-head Dirk Nowitzki and
May
Larry
tanong ako
Bird.
pag natapos mo yun.
Okay, anong tanong?
Hindi, tanong ko kay Ael. Do you think with Junmar in San Miguel, do you think they will still win a championship before Junmar retires?
I think they can.
Oh, I think yes.
I think they can.
At 35,
At 35, well, I'm not saying that he's gonna be the centerpiece.
The main guy.
I think the way he can, kung si Asi Taulaba nga hanggang 40 plus nag-last, pwede pa
Parang-
mangyari yung kay
Parang
Junmar.
Al Horford, ganun.
Championship.
Parang Al
Oo,
Horford for
ganyan,
Boston.
ganyan,
Okay.
ganyan. Yeah.
Sa bagay. Parang si Jody Vance.
And kaka-champion lang nila last
Diba?
year, guys. Parang hindi
Oo.
sila matagal, kaka-champion lang nila last year. So,
Yeah.
hindi malayo mangyari.
Parang Mark Kagiwa nung patapos na si Mark.
Oh, di ba?
And syempre, we picked Dirk Nowitzki for this one because we feel like the impact that he did for the game.
Let's be honest, we picked Dirk kasi walang
Recency bias eh.
walang
Hindi na-
baby boomer ang
napanood.
nanonood dito at kakalabanin tayo.
There's what we call recency bias. So, hindi natin tatlo na panood yun. So, syempre, pipili natin si Dirk. And, tsaka ano yun eh, both are great players.
Kahit isa lang yung championship, di mas mahirap yung championship niya.
Pero yung mga tatay natin, papagalitan
Diba?
tayo.
Ngayon, hindi na uso yung mga luksong baka.
Yeah.
Nalaro nyo ba yun? Yung
Yeah,
ice water,
lahat.
touch taya.
Oo
Di ba
naman.
sabihin natin,
Ano natin,
yung
yung
kabataan natin that
generation
was
natin
better,
yun.
pero sabihin ng mga ano, hindi, may mga gods, our time was better. So,
Right.
alam mo yun, laging may ego yun na our generation was better. New
Yeah.
generation namin, di kami iiyak-iyak sa social media, di ba? Di ba? So,
There's a gap talaga eh.
So,
There's a
baka
big-
yung next generation nila, mas iyakin pa, di ba? So, hindi natin masabi.
Hindi nyo nga kaya mag-shake hands post-game.
Oo,
Pero sino
diba?
sa atin yung immature?
Di ba? Sa atin, hindi kami lang kaibigan.
Ayan. So, we also had our SPN expert picks for the NFL games coming on Sunday. And of course, we chose the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Ayan. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining us in today's episode. So, if you want to dive into the world of live sports like never before, then please do register at Sports Plus PH. Don't forget to follow us on our socials as well, on Facebook and on TikTok. That's at Sports Plus PH. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
There's a bunch of different things that just like put it all together. Everything has like a different meaning.